Hello everyone, Miki Hornbuckle. How are you?
Good.
You love this?
I do.
Do you? I'm so excited for us just to have time together and teach people what we do and share with them how we think and what we do. You've been with us how long?
27 years in June.
Stop it, Mick. And I remember you started in our customer service division.
I did.
And then you went to school for HR, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we said, you know what? We want an HR. We're not going to lose her, so we better offer her a job as a HR director, right?
That's absolutely how it happened.
So, Mick, what's the best part about being our HR director here?
I love all the people and being able to select and recruit.
We just hired a young lady virtually. I've never done that before. First time, where we made a proposal and you had interviewed her, I believe, twice, and then I interviewed her, and then Steve had conversation with her, right, and Jen?
Yep.
But that was my first virtual
Wow.
process.
Okay.
Because I know you do it, you streamline it by doing it on the front side, but this carried all the way through. We haven't met her face to face yet.
No.
And she's beginning with us on Monday.
Monday.
What have you learned about the whole virtual side of things?
It really, I love it. I think it's a time saver because, well, as recruiting for Chicago and Lombard schools, it allows me to, I can interview an applicant for PSC, Chicago, and Lombard all in the same day.
Oh, I forgot to make mention of that because you were on our HR for schools too.
Mm-hmm.
So you're wearing multiple hats for us, but it doesn't limit you to be on site anywhere. You can interview from anyone. Oh, that does. I can see how that expedites. You know, when I give you the okay, or I say, open this ad up, please. Look for this marketplace. And sometimes that's all I say to you. And then where do you go from there?
So that's one of the things that we've been working on is streamlining our recruiting process. So we use a program called CATS 1, and it allows me to add the job order, which is the ad or the job description, and I can post it on the site and it goes to various job boards. So Indeed is the most popular, Glassdoor, ZipRecruiter, all the different job boards out there. Enter my zip code and generates some applicants.
So it seems like you have a team behind you helping us recruit.
Mm-hmm.
What would you suggest to schools to do? Salons to do? Same thing?
I would say salons could absolutely do the same thing. I think a salon may be best off partnering with a school, even if it's not one of our schools, partnering with a school to be part of new talent that's graduating.
Well, you know, Mick, we tell them to do it all the time, but owners find that their least available asset is time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're really going to make a presence in the school and recruit new talent, you've got to be present in the schools. That's hard. It's like a double-edged sword almost.
Mm-hmm. It is. There's other avenues too. I think, getting their name in the school is preferred, but if time is a limitation, maybe just inviting the students to their salon a day, or there's a lot of free recruiting sites out there. Indeed is one of them.
Well, you know what's interesting? I'm just thinking about this because during COVID, people were doing online virtual consultations for customers, to get customers to come to their salons in the future. They were offering that. I don't see why salons couldn't offer online career consultations or set up an open house that's virtual too. They've got to learn how to connect with the marketplace in a virtual capacity. That's what we have found, yes?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and maybe they could even do some of their interviewing with applicants. We have ours do a technical demo in person, but there's no reason you couldn't do that virtually as well.
Exactly,
Mm-hmm.
and have them explain in video. And then at that point, you're viewing energy, you're viewing presence, their ability to speak properly, their professional dialogue that they're being used or used. You
Yeah.
could be asking questions throughout. I think you could determine a lot, and it might even be less threatening than in person. I'm not so certain, but we
Yeah.
gotta change with the times. What was the hardest thing as a director of HR going through COVID?
I think the hardest thing was not having our people here and present. We missed that. We really struggled when it was time to call people back. I think there was a warm-up time for people to come back into the workplace, there was that fear of coming back into the workplace. And
How did you calm their nerves?
well, by our safety practices we had in place and just by conversations before coming even back in. But it took some warm-up time. It took probably a good week and a half for people to have that warm-up time back in the office.
So when we think about developing our people, because we work on those 5 areas, whether it's our services, our systems, really developing our people, the facility, and our noise, many would think that HR isn't involved in all that, but you are.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And tell me why you are.
We are, so first of all, we made a payroll company switch this last year, and it has streamlined our onboarding process so much. We're actually trying to perfect that as we speak, but it's allowed us to create that connection before somebody's first day.
How do you do that?
They're reading over our systems, our policies. We're back and forth with questions, on the phone with them quite a bit before they start.
So when you recommended that change to Steve and me, what were the pros and cons, and how'd they earn your business?
Well, it was a big decision. I think the cons, one of the pros for sure is price, definitely price difference. But a con is it's just a huge job to change your payroll company.
So when you did, what was that transition like?
A lot of training, a lot of detail-oriented scrutinizing, everything, a lot of time.
Worth it?
Worth it.
Did you know there'd be pain going through it?
I didn't imagine the amount, but there was pain, blood, sweat, and tears changing.
But we did it, right? And so,
yes.
But you told all of us, this is what it's going to be like going through this. So you prepped us, and on the other side, you said we could expect this.
And the employees, what I love about it is it's very employee friendly. So right from their smartphone, an employee can view their pay stub, make a change to their direct deposit, change emergency contact info, all that right from their phone.
So they're in control. Good. So when you think about us developing our people and our pledge to our people, what are you most proud of?
I am proud of our career path at PSC. I love that we promote within or grow our current people within the company. I love that we search within first.
Well, I love when you send the announcements out too. Every company gets accused of communication challenges. So let's talk about things that we've done over the years that would create stress for us. Like, for example, we kept walking into this one over and over again. I didn't know he was off today. I didn't know he was off today. So what did we do?
We started sending a morning message. So we know who's here, who's remote, whose birthday it is, whose anniversary.
Every day.
Every day.
So that was number one. Number two, we also, when there's changes in staffing, people would say, well, I didn't know that they put in their 2 weeks notice. What's another thing you did? Because we walked into that one over and over again.
Yes, so that one is, I enjoy that one. I love announcing a new hire, what they're going to be able to bring to the team. So
tell me about some of the things that we do to make onboarding special.
I think with onboarding, we really want to make them feel welcome and that they feel like they're in good hands. So for example, with our new hire starting Monday, we are having her drive in Sunday evening, spend the night at the hotel, and in the morning she'll go on a tour. She'll have a welcome bag that everybody has personally signed and welcomed her to the team. There'll of course be some snacks, and
You schedule lunches with her that week too?
yeah, we have, our day is going to consist of lunch. We're going to go over all PSC culture, and we'll professionally pass her off to where she's going to go next, introduce her.
Well, remember when we were talking about onboarding their first week, and what always felt awkward was their first week when okay, you have lunch, and they almost looked uncomfortable. So we started doing what?
We started taking them to lunch, and we'd schedule them with the different departments so that they feel comfortable.
Yeah, so all the times, whenever we feel stress or someone being uncomfortable, we put something in place to combat that, right?
Absolutely.
And Ashley, who's starting with us on Monday, she's never met anyone here except us over the phone and stuff, right?
Right.
So my biggest thing is she's driving 5 hours, she's leaving her family for a week, she's gonna be with us all week next week. And I said to you, how do we make her feel not lonely, that this is the best decision, that she's in good hands with us, and you've got that all set up. Good.
Yeah.
That's, I think we do well at that.
Yeah, and I love to, Jennifer has her scheduled, so she's going to spend time in every department and get to know how we think in every department, so.
And we believe in multiple relationships, because by the time you're done with your training, you've been exposed to the whole company. And we're 50 employees. That's not a big company, but it's still a lot of personalities.
Yes.
And we have issues, but Mick, when do we like to address those issues?
Immediately.
When they're small.
Yes.
Right? And whether we're comfortable with them or not, we address them when they're this big so they don't get this big.
Yes.
Right? And it's usually the things that are so silly, right?
Yeah.
That we have to talk about. But I find that when the silly things surface, it's because they don't feel like they're heard.
Yes, I agree with you, Terry.
And that's what we work on. How do we get in there, and how do we help? Mick, talk about what else HR is in charge of here at PSC, because you do fabulous at these things.
So we're in charge of all of our benefits. That's another system that we're improving on this year. We had a recent broker change last year, and with that we got a whole benefits website package. So that's really awesome. On the first day, an employee can scroll through, see exactly what they have, the costs, what's covered, and
we want them to know the value
enroll
of
right there.
what we invest in them.
Absolutely.
Right?
And it makes it so you do not need to fill out all the paperwork 1,000 times,
I know. Every time I started with companies, and I didn't even know what I was signing.
Yep.
Sign it. I'm new.
Yes.
Right? Am I
Yes.
supposed to sign this? Yeah. And I would sign it.
Yeah,
But you also do other things for us.
I do.
What? What do you do for us that we're so excited? A couple big events for us every year.
We do. We have some awesome events. We love to give back to the community. We do. We have a Look Amazing, Be Amazing event every year. I'm hoping that we can do that back this year.
Because we didn't do it last year.
We didn't do
But
it
it's a
last year.
back to school preparation, right?
Back to school event where we give free haircuts to the community, and we ask for donations from local businesses, and we are able to make back to school bags for the kids, and we have the police and fire department come.
It's a big day for us.
We love it.
We do.
We
What's
love
another
it.
great thing we do in this local community?
We do a Christmas for Rockdale event where we have our very own special Santa that comes, and the school has been able to provide us a location for the last several years, and that is so awesome too.
Gosh, and what do you do out on the gym floor?
We do a lot of games, activities. Everyone
They make
goes
gifts
home.
for their parents,
They
right?
make gifts for their parents, for their teachers, whoever they like, and they get their very own photo with Santa.
And there's no fee to any of this.
No?
We want to give back. I always am in the kitchen. I don't know why you put me there, but I'm always in the kitchen with, we give hot dogs and popcorn, and they eat it's their cafeteria, and people come in and out all night. And people will say to me, can my child have a hot dog? And, you know, it makes me emotional every time. And I'll say, they can have 5 if they want. And they say, well, we don't have money for 5. There's no cost to this. Mm-hmm. And the amount of times I say that there's no cost to the popcorn or a hot dog, and it's a night that they have, you have trained the community that this is their night out as a family. Mm-hmm. And I'm so proud of that. I mean, we've done it, what, 5 years now?
5 years now.
And when they say, you know, we can't afford to take our kids out, and sometimes we have music going on and all the activities, but it's a night out for the family that they wouldn't have because of the cost on their own. And we're doing that.
I love it so much.
Oh yeah, our staff does too. I think that might be their favorite one. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I think it is too. Everybody loves it. It's a magical time of year.
And we work, and it's from, I think it's 5:30 to 7 or something.
Yeah.
It's not long.
No, it's only a couple hours.
But we go in there and we have a good time. And it's doing those things together.
I love that teamwork.
Makes a difference. Mm-hmm. And we leave the place better than we found it. And we want that school to say, we want them here again, mm-hmm. right?
Yeah.
And then it's the same children that are getting those free haircuts back to school. So we're creating these relationships with these families and these parents. What are your plans for 2021 for us to grow? 2021,
I am loving our, like I said, our new onboarding and payroll system. 2021 is perfecting that and tweaking it to our needs. Same with our new benefits software, getting those systems strong and in place.
Mick, what about people that move into another position? How exciting is that for you to witness?
I love that. I love watching our team grow. That's how I started here, so I love
You were the receptionist,
I
weren't you?
was. I had to learn the PSC voice.
Yeah, PSC voice. Learn it.
Yeah, I love watching our team grow and progress in the different positions. So,
if you had to say the 3 disciplines that our leadership team, because we all are working on something pretty special, growing us this year too.
I love that.
What are the 3 things that you're hoping, after even being with us 27 years? Because sometimes, you know, you can't teach old dogs new tricks. Mm-hmm. That's what they say.
Right.
And right now, you and I are old dogs. I've been here 30 years, you've been here 27. But I love that our team is willing to learn. What are the 3 things that you think is going to grow for us as a team this year, or what are you hoping to see?
I'm hoping to see communication. I'm hoping to see I love that we're all reading a book together. I think that's special as a team, and I love us all feeling excited about it together.
And we're competitive.
Right.
Like, what page are you on? What page are you on? Yeah, I love that too.
Yeah.
But I think if you let, anything can get old. Mm-hmm. Anything can get old. I mean, you move your office around more than anyone in the company. I'll walk in there and this is moved around again, because you like feeling what?
Fresh, change.
Okay, so that's good. Someone else might never move their office in 30 years, right?
Right.
But when we look at change, enhancements, improvements, after COVID, we were kind of stuck as a leadership team. I felt like remember that first meeting? I said, okay, you guys, what are we doing for 2021? And we all,
right.
It really like affected us.
It held us back a little bit. We weren't able to dream like we were used to doing.
And now we're coming back.
Yes.
Right? What's another thing that you're so proud of our culture?
I am so proud of our culture as far as I start with our culture, I start with our customer service, with us being a nice company to work for. We're genuinely in it for our salons. We want to help our salons grow. And that's where I start with our applicants.
Well, and I think when you look at who we are and how we do it, I think our decision-making reflects that. And we put a lot of pressure on. We want the right talent with the right energy, with a commitment to help us become what we want to become. And I've said to you, how was that applicant? She looked good on paper. Nope, nope, she's not a good fit for us. And how have you determined that? Is it energy?
I think it's energy, and I think it's their attitude. When I ask certain questions, I feel like I can sense that. I've been doing it for so long, I feel like I can sense what that's going to be like.
And protecting us is most important to you.
Right.
When you think about your department, what can we expect from you this year besides those new programs?
I think you can expect greatness, for one. Like I said, I'm excited about what we're reading as a director team, and I would love to share that with our counterparts. With Lauren, I would love to start growing her in that area.
Perfect.
And bring out our greatness.
I want you to close with talking about magic. How do we do that here? Because that falls on you too.
Magic is something that I love, and it makes me smile, makes everybody feel warm and fuzzy, right, on a magic day. But that's something that I have to work hard at because it takes so much time to plan
and we want
and
it
prepare.
to be unexpected, right?
Right.
Like I was in charge of the donut cart a couple times.
Yes.
And then, then you forget. But I remember I would just pick up, 2 or 3 dozen donuts. Someone would have a pot of coffee made. We'd put a cart out, roll it out, and the staff loved it. And I thought, they loved it. Why can't I do this once a week? But
Yes.
time gets away from you.
Time gets away. You have to really plan for it, put it on the calendar, assign it out, as silly as that sounds for magic, but
Yes.
the staff loves it.
What different kinds of things have we done for magic?
We've brought in lunch, we've made goodie bags, we do space dollars.
But you've also did milkshake day.
We do milkshake day, Sunday day.
You've done lots of different things.
Yeah.
And then you always have, in the kitchen, you always have a treat day.
Yep, we do. We always have, cupcakes or things that are not good for the waistline.
Yes, that's magic, right?
Yes.
But I think that when you take that extra, like you left a message today saying next Friday is National
Employee Appreciation.
So you're already getting ready and setting that up. Last question. I said that before, but last question. How is social media, the noise that we make on social media, does it help say who we are? Does it help us attract?
I think so. I love that Lauren, I love that she is so talented in that area. That creates so much noise with our work anniversaries and promoting that. I love that when we're really struggling to fill a position, she can do a post and create that noise for us.
And that's just one part of the company. That's the HR side. Then you have the service side, and then you have getting new customers. I mean, there's so much going on, but just that side, and that has to be planned for too.
Absolutely.
Mick, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for talking about who you are, what you do, and how you do it. And I hope our listeners enjoyed hearing some of your tips and tricks today.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.